Hey everybody, welcome to Crash Star Gaming. Today we're playing Hyrule Warriors for the Nintendo Wii U. This game is pretty damn fun. It recently came out and I've been playing it a lot, as you can probably see. So we're going to go ahead and go all the way back to the beginning. We're going to put it on hard to make it a little more challenging. My characters are a little over-leveled at the moment, and in the wrong costume, so let's just go ahead and swap that out.
Hordes of monsters began laying siege to the kingdom of Hyrule. Princess Zelda led a valiant defense against hopeless odds. News of the Hyrulean army's imminent defeat reached the cadets at the Knight's training yard. As the elite troops fell in battle, Hyrule's trainees were left to wait helplessly inside the castle walls. Despite the odds, one young knight took up his simple training sword and chose to fight. This brave young man was named Link. Compelled to act, he rushed to the monster-ridden battlefield to assist Zelda and defend Hyrule.
Alright, so in typical Warriors fashion, you have all of the... Look at this map. The red is bad guys, blue are your guys. Capture as many keeps or whatever that you can in order to win the day. But anyway, listen to this awesome music. Alright, let's get going. There we go. Yeah, my character's at level 27, so I can pull off some pretty unique moves. Sorry about that if that's a little spoilerific. But the best move that Link has at his disposal is, yeah, the spin attack, which clears out motherfuckers like it's no big deal. That KO counter at the very bottom, it's only going to get higher. Okay, also in typical Warriors fashion, the higher the difficulty, the better the items you might get. So, we're at hard, so hey, cool stuff. But again, we're on the first level. And also we might get some more XP. Also, unlike Warriors fashion, leveling up does not necessarily give you new moves. Oh look, it's a fairy. Those are always fun. Hang on, after this, I will explain more. I'm Proxy. Do you get the pun? Because I'm Proxy. Really? You're calling him you say he has a weird name even though your name is fucking Proxy? Oh good, she'll talk for us. That's a good thing. Alright, back to what I was saying. Unlike Warriors games, leveling up does not give you access to more moves. You have to go to like a... It's like a smithy. Smithy is, well, I'll explain more. It's the bazaar. The bazaar has access, it gives you access to new moves and new equipment. You get better resistances to attacks. And it also gives you access to other cool stuff. Anyway. But leveling up does give you more health and more... His name is Volga, which should be translated to chump. Yeah. Remember, Link's a trainee. He's relatively new in this army. Okay, that little circle that just popped up is called a weak point gauge. Since I've kind of already played this stage, Proxy would normally give you Okay, so I'll try to explain some of the mechanics of the game that Proxy would normally give out, but since I've already beaten the stage, or beaten the tutorial level, she does not. So you have two different types of attacks. You have your basic attack, which is controlled by your B button. I'm using the old Zelda control scheme. Y is your strong attack, which is how I'm pulling off the spin attack. By coordinating X and Y's, you can come up with different combos. If you just go at B, 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 you get stuff like this, which is cool. But if you do combinations of B's and Y's, then you do this. Oh look, it's a little Zalfos. Let's go kick its ass. Anyway, by pressing the left trigger, you can lock on to enemies. This game also has kind of a Dark Souls feature, which prominently focuses on rolling, which gives you invincibility frames. Always roll. Roll like it's Dark Souls, kids. That's controlled by the A button. If you'll notice, I have bombs in my left-hand corner designated to ZR. Technically, I haven't received that yet in the tutorial, which would be in this little cave over here. Normally the bombs would be in here, and it'd be a big old cinematic, but now there's nothing. So, boulders. But hey, I get a new weapon, so that's cool. So, items are controlled with the ZR button. Again, I'm using the Zelda tactic, the Zelda control scheme. So by pressing ZR, boom, you get to blow shit up. There's many other items that you can have in the game, but I will show those off later. Bombs are good for blowing up rocks, and they're good for certain bosses, in typical Zelda fashion. Alright. Rupees serve the purpose of buying stuff. I will be more specific on that when we get to it. These little bags are materials that you trade either for new moves or new resistances to effects. They're pretty cool. It's like Dynasty Warriors, again. But this one's cooler because it has Zelda music and stuff. Alright, so in typical Zelda fashion... Alright, let me explain that. Let me explain what the bars are. The little green bar is your magic bar. once that filled up, you basically go into a super mode whenever you press the R button on either your Pro Controller or your gamepad. The yellow bar that has an X over it, that is your special move, your ultra move or whatever. It's a special move. And it will... Here, I'll just show it off. It does this. That changes for each character and the weapon that they use at the current time. Link right now is using a sword, but he has access to other items in true Zelda fashion. Right now we're trying to capture a keep, which means we have to kill a certain number of enemies in there in order to draw out the boss. By killing the boss, boom, the keep becomes ours. So let's keep moving on. Yeah, again, Link is just a trainee, as Zelda just pointed out. So where are the higher captains and people who were supposed to be above Link in rank? Like, Impa's cool, but I mean... whatever. It's just these two, I guess, because everybody else can literally not even handle any of these guys. Guess it's up to us. Yeah, in the corner, they won't let Link speak, so it's only Proxy, who's the name that you'll see. There we go. There are also special hidden items. There are heart pieces, heart containers, gold sculptulas, which help unlock concept art and other cool things. Right now, my bomb is powered up, so now it does this. Oh, well, I waited too long. Really, it's just a matter of dodging and attacking. Don't let the castle keep fall. It's... Again, they're... Like Samurai Warriors and Dynasty Warriors, this game has requirements for victory and loss. If your character dies, then it's obviously game over. If a certain main character like Zelda dies or falls in combat, then it's also game over. If your main base falls, then it's game over. And the same principles apply for the villains, unless it constantly changes in true Dynasty Warriors fashion. So now, that little weak point, that little white circle that popped over the Lizalfos' head was his weak point gauge. If you break that, if you keep hacking away at him whenever it pops up, then if you break it all the way down to where it's empty, you do a special attack that that almost always kills them. There we go, 1,000 enemies. We're just gonna keep on killing these guys. I love this rock and roll version of the Zelda theme. It's so awesome. Alright, let's go ahead and use this special attack on this guy. 1 KO. Alright. Now there's a chest that we can go unlock. But since I've beaten this area, I forget what it is in normal game, but right now it's just rupees. Even on hard difficulty, these characters aren't that hard. If you're level 27. Sorry. I'm not really sure how to do a completely new game, but I already kind of started. But I'll try to vary it up and make it look as interesting as possible. Not that this game needs any help. This game is awesome. Because I've actually played a lot of the Dynasty Warrior games and the Samurai Warrior games. I'm more partial to the Samurai Warriors games because I kind of like the characters a little more. But obviously, since this is Hyrule Warriors, I like the characters even more. Even though, due to some fan art, it's just a Link and and most of the female characters he's met over the series of games. Who we will see later on. I keep dodging, but I don't open this box. Alright, there we go. Talk good is what I need to do. The KO count, how much damage you take, all determines on how many rupees you get at the end of the match. In certain stages, this will also be graded on these things, kind of like in a character action game. But we'll deal with that later. Alright. So right now, we need to go to those green square areas, which I think we already captured. Dealing with outpost areas cancels out the enemy's reinforcements. So you might want to prioritize that at the top of your list. Not at the top of your list, but close enough. Alright, we need to get to the fairy fountain. Sorry. I get distracted because I want to get experience points and I want to look cool for the princess and whatnot, and to get cool materials to learn new moves. But we should probably go help Zelda before bad stuff happens. If you keep moving in a certain direction and don't attack, then you will do this little boost. It would sure be nice if I had Epona with me. It's a good thing she's DLC coming out soon. Oh well, I guess I'm hoofing it until then. Anyway. Oh yeah, and this game might take a while to register what you've done over the course of the game, considering you might do a lot of things really quickly. But anyway, oh look, bombs. There we go. Now it's time to meet an old friend and a constant staple of the Zelda series. Okay, well I'm already here. Alright. Any day now. Any day now that this wants to pop up. There we go. Like murdering 183 people. They suffered a great loss due to a giant fucking bomb being dropped on them. I should implement that more into my royal army. I think around this time a gold Skulltula would appear. I'm not really sure where it is located. I'm not really sure where it's located in retrospect right now. But you'd see it on your map, and I think it's somewhat south of where it actually is. South of it, because it would say a gold Skulltula has appeared on the field of combat, or something like that. And there'd be a big spider web, which would indicate... So, we gotta go kick King Dodongo's ass. Oh look, and they're playing a different version of, they're playing another Zelda song. This one's great. Alright, so King Dodongo is one of those giant enemy classes. The easy way to deal with him is by chucking bombs into his mouth. It's an old Zelda staple. It's the same way you beat him in Ocarina of Time, it's the same way you beat him here. And then, like most bosses, once you've done a certain action that puts him on the ground, a weak point gauge will pop up, and then you just have to wail at it until it's completely empty. And then lather, rinse, and repeat. But sometimes King Dodongo doesn't want to open his mouth and just wants to break shit. Got it. There we go. You have to use certain gimmicky methods in typical Zelda fashion in order to kill some of these bosses. Like this! Curse Stab! And now we gotta do that all over again in order to make even more damage on him. Oh, and he's opening his mouth right now, so there we go. Aw, he was hungry. Aw, now I'm gonna do this. There we go! That's the cutscene I wanted. Time for the magic meter. I think you get this on level 2, on the second stage, but hey, let's show it off. Why don't we? It basically makes your character hit a lot harder and gives them access to a special X move. But it's on a timer. Yeah, he just does that. I guess that's a thing that happens whenever you just let it run out. That's cool. So yay! We beat King Dodongo. Now we've won the battle. Good job. Good job, everybody. That enemy wizard kidnapped the castle! Oh god! We don't know where she is! It's real bad! Ugh. These are the most inept guards ever. Look at this guy. Put your sword down, we're done.
The Triforce is the harmonious union of power, wisdom, and courage. It has been the object of countless battles between the forces of light and darkness. Each time the Triforce fell into the clutches of evil, Hyrule was plunged into misery. But in every age, a hero, clad in green, would restore peace to the land. During one of these dark times, the legendary hero split the spirit of evil into 4 fragments, sealing each away to finally break the cycle of destruction. 3 of the fragments were scattered across time and space. The final fragment was sealed in a sacred temple built upon holy ground, imprisoned by the blade of evil's bane.
And now here's our results screens. We beat it in supposedly 12 minutes. Oh, and since we put on hard, we get 1.5 more rupees. Yay! So now I got, well, since I've been playing this game for a bit, we got a white sword and a knight sword. Oh, we got a new gauntlet and a Dodongo's claw. Yeah, beating enemies like enemies with names over their heads, they give you materials that you can use at the bazaar, which I will show off now. Pay no attention to those characters. Alright. So, you have a few areas you can go to. You have the badge market. And it's divided into 3 groups. There's your attack badge. This gives you access to combo moves. So if we got Monster Tooth, we'd be able to upgrade our combo for the Hylian sword. And then we keep getting more and more items that we had to use. Let's see. There's a stamina fruit, which diminishes the weakness gauge very quickly. Or slightly quicker. And that goes up and up and up, depending on the items that you get. Digging mitts are for basically guard breakers. These make you... It slightly lengthens the duration of the focus spirit. That's the green magic bar. This one makes your special gauge go up quicker. This one gives you a new one. I've got one of those for Impa, but hey. And then you have one for his other weapon. And every character has different requirements for their own items. But anyway, then you have your defensive boosts. You can get a bottle that I haven't been using. You can get more health from hearts. You can be fire resistant, water resistant, lightning resistant, light resistant, and darkness resistant. But what is this? Nullifies knockback on the first hit taken from enemies. Sure. Now I use love. And they're all like, they all get the graphics from their respective games that they're from. Your assist badge either does a bunch of different unique stuff. Speeds up the process of taking keeps. Increase the duration of bomb power-ups. Bow power-ups. Boomerang power-ups. Well, I guess that's kind of a spoiler for certain items, but whatever. Moving on. Your training dojo is basically how you level up with rupees. This is in case you're only focusing on one character, and you're leveling them up like a beast. I did that with Link, and he's at level 27. Impa is at level 25, so if I wanted to level her up to get up to Link's level, I would just pony up this much that many rupees, and she'd be at level 27. This is a good way for having all your characters be on the same level. Apothecary makes items that you use to get better items, but you have to give up certain materials. And depending on the higher grade materials that you get, the better the effects. Your smithy creates weapons. This is basically... Alright, here's an example. This is the Knight Sword. It has an empty slot. Now if I use that, and I take another weapon that, say, has slots plus, I can combine that, and then the sword with the 88 power would have the slots plus ability. But I'm not going to do that, because that's stupid. Alright. So, I don't think it's much of a shocker that these characters are here. After beating the first stage, I think you unlock Impa to play as, so that's cool. And certain items become unlocked as the story progresses. So, on the next video, we will tackle on the Elden Caves. Until then, I'll see you then. Oh yeah, this is going to be a playthrough. Hooray. Alright, see you on the next episode. Thanks. Crash Star Gaming out.